Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm Port Poppy. I'm your host, Drip Coach, and let's jump right into it. So this is just an intro to the next clip, which is going to be the first 1/3 of the brand identity, brand marketing strategy we did in the DAO. We had five. I'm sorry, it's not a DAO yet. It's just a collection of people, but we had 5 people show up and participate in the first 1/3. So shout out to Kanji for putting that together. And disclaimer. My audio was cut out in the video. I just saw that. So I had it muted on the OBS side. So whenever I was speaking during the meeting, they heard me, but you won't hear me. So I guess it's kind of cool because you don't hear what I said and everybody already knows my opinions for the most part. But I urge you, if you're interested in building or assisting with this, then to watch this about 1 hour and 20 minutes. And then you can leave comments about some of the questions that Kanji posted. And if you have some feedback, then we will take that back to the group. So I know not everybody is in the group, and definitely at the time it was done, not everybody could participate. But if you watch this video and you filter through some of the maybe issues with the noises or whatever, and just read the slides and you can leave your comments, then I can share that with the group, and collectively we can still build this DAO together. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right into it.
People kept asking me how I did it and just how I started. That's how I started branding. After that, I went into marketing consulting. So that's a bit of my journey. What about you guys? I mean, we know Coach. We all know Coach. But Armios, what about you?
Yeah, my name is Doug. I'm a geophysicist in the oil and gas industry for about 20 years now, doing leadership and management type stuff, and pretty new to marketing ideas and crypto stuff, so just interested.
Nice. Yeah, crypto can be a bit overwhelming because I started like with Axie Infinity when I actually started to like go into crypto, and I really like the DeFi aspect of it, so that's how I enrolled into it and then went into Drip, and the rest is history. So yeah, welcome to the community, and let's see if we can build something together that actually lasts and is great for the community overall. Is there something you would like to add to it, Coach, or something that you actually would like to say as well? Makes sense. So let's establish some workshop codes just to make things clear. All perspectives are important, so the more feedback we have, the better we can actually establish the brand and fine-tune the brand. Let's focus. It can be a long workshop. I mean, I'm not sure if you see in the left side, but like, do you see all these slides? It's like 90 slides. So it can be quite a lot. So I prefer to actually do it in parts, just to not overwhelm everyone, and just so we can start fresh again with a fresh mind on a fresh day. But let's try to focus for this couple of hours just to get this first iteration of it right, and the first part of it in the correct way. There are no silly ideas or questions, so if you do have a question, if there's something I said that is actually contradictory to what you think, just say it. We can see if it actually fits or not. There are no silly ideas or questions, and the floor is open for everyone. Everyone is welcome. Everyone has something to say. Everyone has his own thoughts, so it's important to get everyone's feedback and everyone's thoughts across. If you don't say anything, we don't know if we actually what thing. So we're able to help. So that's it in a nutshell. Why we're here? The brand workshop, so not the brand itself. So first of all, understanding. We are trying to understand our audience, understand our competitors and the competitors' landscape, and see what the difference are between us and different DAOs that are out there. But we also would like to have clarity on our audience, clarity on our brand, We want to know why we exist and why we are different. And we would like to know what they want to do, the audience in this particular case, and what we need to do to engage them. So how to engage and how to connect is also part of it. And we would like to have insights on the customer journey of our community. So how do they go by their daily lives, and how do they actually make a purchase? How do they invest in something? Yeah, we would like to have sort of insights into that, so we could tap in to how they move, so we can actually plug our brand or plug our DAO into their daily lives in an ethical way, of course. So it's important to establish how we connect with other people and actually pinpoint what resonates with the audience that we are choosing to target. You have to put a little bit of storytelling in it, so we are evoking some type of emotion, some type of feeling, some type of associations with everything we do. So it's not only messaging, it's also packaging it into a storytelling framework, so someone feels something with it as well. We're trying to establish a direction. Like I said before, see the differences between us and other DAOs or other crypto projects. Have a strong message and have a clear way to express ourselves via our personality, our tone of voice, and attributes with that. So let's write down our goals and our objectives for today. So just to be clear about what we actually would like to accomplish. Let's start with you, Armeus. What would you like to have like as a goal today? It could be something huge, could be something small, doesn't really matter. So what would you like to achieve with this workshop?
Just get a feel for, how this works, how this would set up, and, where you go when you're starting fresh like this.
Makes sense. Coach, what about you? Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see. Are there more people in the chat? Because you said like 5 people. Are there 5 people? Let's see. Orbison. And Lil Crypto NZ, welcome. Did you hear something? Did you actually hear what I said before this? So the goals and achievements?
Yeah.
What would be your goal for today?
So basically the same as Armorous, like just get a feel for the branding, like how this works, because it's kind of new to me. It's a new thing to me, so.
Yes. And Lil NZ, what about you?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
I am able to hear you.
Yeah, good. I've not used Telegram like this before. Look, I'm just here I've watched Drip Coach and I like his style and I like what he's trying to achieve, and all the shit that's been happening in Drip. We need to find alternative ways of improving things. This branding at the moment, I'm not sure if it's the first step we need to take, because how do we brand something that we don't even know what we're branding? I'm here to support whatever way we can to maybe help Drip go up again, but I'm now looking at alternative cryptocurrencies. I'm just not sure if this branding is the right start. So I'm just here to support and totoko. Totoko means Afi support. I'm just not 100% sure how we're going about it, if this is the right first step.
Right. Well, we'll figure out. You'll see it in short. In branding is actually knowing what you are going to do and why you're going to do something, so we can actually move into the marketplace, knowing our purpose, knowing what we are actually trying to achieve. So before we even have a product, before we even have a name, before we even have something, we have to have an idea. And with that idea, we can actually establish a brand of some sort to move into the marketplace with it. So that's what branding is. It's actually the step after the first ideation. And the idea that we have now is a DAO of some sort. So a group in which we all can win in the crypto market. We don't know how to win yet, but we are looking for feedback, and we are looking to collaboration to see if it works or not. But before we actually do that, before we actually build a tangible product or go invest, we need to know why we're doing it. So we actually all are aligned into that project that we are building in the future, or the project that we are investing in the future. Does that make a little bit of sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, so let's go to what we are building. So what we are doing is actually building a strategic brand. So like I just said, we start with our brand substance, which is our why. Why are we actually here? Why are we doing that? And if we know our deepest why we move, then we can actually find other people that have the same why, that have the same thoughts, and actually would like to move with us. So that's what we're trying to establish now, our why. After that, we do the brand positioning, so our what and our how, which actually means, okay, so what is the landscape? So what are all the different DAOs? And how do they move? And how is our positioning within that landscape? What makes us different from the different brands? So that is the brand positioning. And the brand positioning is actually like the one of the most important pieces of branding, because it establishes your unique, what makes you unique as a brand. Positioning is actually something that the beholders hold. So the audience sees us a certain way, and that is what the brand positioning is. The way your audience perceives us. So we are going to try to fine tune that positioning, that belief that people have over us or about us in the marketplace with the brand positioning. So that's our what and how. And then we have our brand expression. So who are we as a brand? So we know our why, we know our what, so what we are going to do and how we're going to do it, and to who are we going to express, and who are we, and how are we expressing everything that we actually collected and the message that we collected together. So that's what we are trying to build. And all those three things above have different components. Many know the vision and the mission, because that's a standard business term, I guess. But there's actually more to that. So we have our purpose. So let's start with the why, the vision, and the vision is actually, what do I want to be in the future as a brand? And the mission is, what are we doing today to become that brand in the future? So to be that vision, or to embody that vision. And what are our values? So what do we stand by? What do we absolutely not do, or what do we absolutely always do? Then the brand positioning, we look at our audience, see what our audience is about, look at our competitors, see what our competitors do and are about, and look at the differences between us, or what we want to do, and our competitors, to see how we align in all that landscape. After that, we go to the personality, the brand voice, and the message and story, which is all conducted from something called the archetypes. Like there are 12 different archetypes which we all should fall in. And we use the archetypes as a sort of mechanism to get a grasp of ourselves as a DAO and of our audience, and see which archetypes actually align the most with the audience that we are trying to reach. So we go to a sort of framework which has multiple phases and a lot of exercises, in which I won't do much of the talking. You all will debate and I will just ask questions, and we will extract some type of answers, what I call ingredients, to actually build this thing out. So it will be a collective and a collaborative effort. So feel free to, like I said in the beginning, say anything, ask everything. Nothing is silly. If you have a couple questions, just ask away, and we'll try to answer that in the best of my abilities, at least. Quantity first, quality later. We just need as much feedback as possible, and we'll refine it later. And yeah, what we're actually trying to do is now establishing a foundation of a brand. So let's start with finding our meaning, the brand substance, the first part of the equation. So what actually happens with the vision and mission is people misuse this as a sort of a marketing terms or as a sort of a marketing endeavors, but the brand substance is actually something that you used internally, something that you actually use to guide yourselves as a brand to know which direction we should go to. If we actually don't know where to go to, if that makes sense. So it's not a marketing term. I mean, it could be used for marketing. A lot of people do it as well, but it's more than that. It's our internal compass of some sorts. It gives us clarity and direction and guidance if we don't know what to do. We just look into this and like we see, okay, we established that we are this type of brand, so we cannot do the other stuff that we are actually discussing right now. And also the brand culture is born from the substance. Actually, all the values together form a sort of a culture. So we all have different values, and we are trying to gather all the different values to make one brand out of it. And the more people share that value and actually reciprocate that value, the more it becomes culture itself. And the substance becomes the reputation. So the more consistent we are with what we say that we actually would do internally, and it goes externally as well, the more people notice that. You have to be consequent and with your actions. So when you are not, people tend to notice that, and well, that probably won't help your brand in any sort. So that's a little bit about brand substance. So what we are doing right now is just start with the purpose, start with why. Richard Branson always says that the brands that will thrive in the coming years are the ones that have purpose beyond money. So what we are trying to do right now, establish right now, is why do we exist beyond commercial intent? So why are we here? And I have a couple of questions, and let's start with the first one. What problems are we trying to solve for our customers? And just jump in if you have something in mind. Is there...
I just want to say like a quality product. Something that doesn't have like a lot of fluff, and then like, you know, that doesn't, the value doesn't come from inflating, but from people engaging with it, participating.
Okay. All right. right?
I'd say an opportunity within the DeFi space that's built on competence, transparency, and fairness.
What is the actual
Great.
problem and challenge that you're facing right now?
The problem that I face with our people back home is there's a lot of poverty. So their problem is creating financial sustainability for their families. So how do our people on the ground, on the grassroots, find a way to create financial stability in the DeFi market space?
Okay. And what kind of headache are we removing for them if we actually solve all those problems? I mean, this is pretty clear because we are actually helping them financially. But with quality products and no fluff, what are we actually removing? What kind of headache are we removing?
Well, from my experiences, like especially from a perspective of play to earn games, where they have the token is paid out through inflation, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with this. It's like this is on the top of my head, right? It's like I'm
No
kind of grasping, like it's kind of coming to me and I'm just grasping at it. But
That's no
it's-
problem. That's the thing about the workshop. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's the thing about the workshop. We tend to go deeper, so we really need to ask the deeper questions to sometimes extract the right ingredients. So just go on, just open up your mind.
yeah, for sure. So like what I'm trying to get at is, so I don't know if you guys heard of like Steppin, but it's like a interesting fitness app, and it's basically pays you for walking.
Yeah.
But one of the problems that I've seen with this app, and it's very obvious, probably even the creators are aware of this problem, is that the tokenomics is very inflationary, and it's very common. This type of inflation is very common among a lot of dApps within this ecosystem, and that's one of the problems I want to face and solve in particular, because there are other ways to approach this where people could be rewarded for these activities without imposing inflation, and the value gets diluted over time.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah. And what?
Yeah,
And why would you like to? Yeah. Go ahead. Not sure. Did it? Did it stop? Okay. So
Right.
why are we trying to solve that?
and like Orbison said,
Okay. So simplicity also to create a financial sustainable place.
And the problem they have is they don't know how to do it. So they need that simplicity training to understand how they can be part of this. Right from having a computer and a mobile to connect, that's the grassroots styles where I'm coming from. So it's really the basic understanding of how to onboard. I literally onboarded a nanny into a crypto yesterday, but you've got to walk them through it. So the more we can show and train people on how they can onboard into a safe DeFi or cryptocurrency, then that's what I'm looking at.
Makes sense.
And like to speak to what Orbison had said too, anything that's going to be built on a model that wants to inflate is not going to be a store of value. And only things that have store of value have sustainability.
Makes sense. Thank y'all for your answers. Okay, so next question.
Something I would like to add to the simplicity part aspect. As of right now, like with just in general, with like with the ecosystem and like with dApps and DeFi and all that, it is complicated for like somebody from the outside. And if that could be simplified, make it easier to engage with, it would definitely bring in more people. So yeah, just to piggyback on the simplicity.
Okay, and what emotions will they have whenever the problem is solved?
Elation.
Yeah, I think it would be a big deal. There's not many stores of value on Binance, other than BNB. So I think we've all gotten into things that have been questionable and have not played out. So something that provides an actual, DeFi alternative to people's banking and financial options would be huge.
Okay, and what kind of emotions will that evoke? Like, is that like freedom of like positive feelings, or what do you like?
Elation. Elation.
That's okay. Relation will invoke what kind of emotion?
Elation. Sorry, elation. EL. Elation. They're happy. They're happy.
Yes. Happy. Makes sense. And
And freedom speaks how important this is to people because, like NZ said, people have, taken a chance, not knowing how this works, not understanding how this works, but they still taking a chance with their money and their time in search of freedom.
yeah, sure. Are there any negative feelings that will be removed with said freedom or happiness, or the quality that we, and what kind of negative feelings are we removing?
No, you're spot on.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anxiety?
Are there more?
Anxiety? Remove anxiety.
Right.
In terms of emotions, it would be like a sense of accomplishment, a sense of satisfaction, because you're helping your loved ones achieve something. So a lot of us from a grassroots level, when we do things, we're not actually doing it for ourselves. We're actually doing it to enable our families to have a better life.
That's a good why as well. The problems that we're trying to solve. We do. Nice. Is it mine? Oh, that's crazy. Let's see if I can do something about it. That's strange.
It's not too loud, so we can get through.
You can? Okay, let's
Yeah,
try
it's
to.
not too loud.
Okay, my bad. I'm not sure what it is, but I have to look into my computer to see what's going on.
Are
Sorry.
you using a laptop?
Yeah, I'm using a laptop. Yeah.
It could be the fan from the laptop.
Yeah, but I'm not hearing it that loud, so that's why I'm a bit concerned. Not sure what's going on. But yeah, let's try to move on. If this really something if it's really like loud, I could try to change laptops. Okay. How could all this impact their immediate or overall life, and what is the knock-on effect of that? So will it open up possibilities or opportunities, or yeah, is there something that actually we can achieve with the community on a later stage whenever we build this?
Well, one way, like for me, how it impacted me is like it created a sense of curiosity, especially how the technology works, and like how I could want to actually be a participant in, in creating something from this. So yeah, that's how it impacted me.
Nice, thank you. All right, is there someone which would like to add something to this? No, then we go to the last one. If we were a nonprofit, why would we be doing this, or why are we actually trying to do this? No money was coming in ever. Would we be doing this? Right. Is there someone would like to add something?
Personally, it's a way of bridging the gap between the haves and have-nots. Creating a sense of equity that doesn't exist in the financial system as we know it.
Right. Any more suggestions? Answers?
We could build, by giving back, we could build stronger communities. In like, but yeah, just building stronger communities by giving back. I mean, I have a lot, but it's hard to find words sometimes.
It's all right. It's no problem. You did great. Well, thank you all for the answers, and I think they're all great answers, and we probably could do a lot with it. Like I said, there are many answers. I will refine everything later, but just let's go on to the next one, the brand vision. So, Steve Jobs actually said, if you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't really have to be pushed. The vision is what pulls you. I'm a believer of that as well. If there's something really huge that you actually would like to achieve, it actually attracts you to that. And it's important that we actually can establish something that we are all attracted to and that we are striving to get, and that we all can do collectively. So what is the brand vision actually? So the vision must be driven by the brand leaders. It's a 5 or 10 year horizon statement, and it has to be a little bit of intimidating, but achievable as well. And it actually answers the question, where does our brand aspire to go? What does it aspire to be? And what impact does it aspire to have? So I have here a couple of examples, and try to guess which brands those are. So let's start with the first one. To fulfill dreams through the experiences of motorcycling. Which brand do y'all think this is? Yep, Harley Davidson. To be Earth's most customer-centric company, to build a place where people come to find and discover anything they might want to buy online. Which brand is the second one? Do y'all think? It is Amazon as well. And the last one is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Which one is the third? Yes, all three are right. You did your research, huh, Coach? Nice. Okay, so we're trying to answer just that. Is where does our brand aspire to go, and what sort of brand are we aspiring to have? So let's start with the first question. What impact and influence do we actually want to have on our customers over 5 to 10 years?
Money in their bank.
Sorry?
They want money in their bank.
Money in the bank. Makes sense. So how many people are we trying to reach? Or do we want to reach? Do we set us a target in 5 to 10 years? Okay, let's go to the next one. What will we enable them to do? So what is exactly what we are providing, or what that we are trying to provide, because it's still an idea. what will them enable that to do? Is it like, so we talked about the emotion of freedom or even the achievement, but are we enabling them something in 5 to 10 years?
Well
And what
said, coach.
sovereignty? Let's see. Yeah, this answers pretty much everything that we actually need. Except the people, the amount of people that we actually would like to reach. Is there a particular number that we actually would like to have in like 5 to 10 years? The population of like the USA? Global population.
Not at all. Even a small project that gets traction gets tens of thousands of users pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay, and what do we actually want to have achieved within that time as a business? And like in 5 to 10 years, what achievements are we looking back on? Like, okay, so we did that. So what market share? What market share would we have, for example, or how will the business evolve? It could be something. Or how many location or employees? I don't think that's something that DAO does, but location or employees could be something. We already talked about the reach, so let's say 10 billion people.
So I would say a global reach that is trusted by millions.
All right. Does someone has anything to add into that, or the people that actually didn't say much? Maybe they have some insights and they could actually add something.
Well, my brain is still like spinning on this right now, you know. But like,
It's all right.
I guess like something I guess I could probably add to this is, from a technical perspective, is a lot of like what's being built right now are partially decentralized, and I would like to build something that is like fully decentralized. You know, remove as much as the centralized aspect from it as possible. And sometimes like a lot of projects have that in mind, and they start at, like from a central point of view and then try to build out working more decentralized. And that takes time, and that takes effort. And I think that's something that I try to be committed to do over time. Within that 5-10 year period, I'd like to see something that's fully centralized.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I think this is something that also belongs here. So the next question is, what impact or influence do we want to have on the industry in that time? So be the Amazon DAO crypto space, but what influence? We already talked about being the one-stop shop for your crypto endeavors. Could also fit into here, in my opinion. Freedom is something big. But what kind of impact do we actually want to create on those particular individuals that are joining us? Mm-hmm. Yes. Makes sense. Does someone would like to add something? All right. So now we were talking about the customer and what kind of impact do we actually would like to have worldwide. So what is our vision for our worldwide branding?
I think continue the things we said already, right? Integrity, trust, and something that's truly decentralized.
All right. Many
The
of those points.
the impact from my perspective is self-sustainable communities.
So are you saying we actually try to build communities within the community, which all are self-sustainable, or is it like one community that is self-sustainable in itself?
What I'm saying, if people are empowered, then the communities in itself become sustainable because they have their own livelihoods, they have their own ways of creating income for themselves. So in effect, it creates sustainable communities in the grassroots rural communities.
All right. Thank you all. Many of those points, like trust, integrity, will come back in the values question. So don't get alarmed when you see multiple answers like twice or three times. That's actually something good, that we actually know that we are aligned and that we actually have some keywords to target people on. So whenever you've already like thought, man, I've already answered that, just answer it again, because that actually means validation for the answer that you gave before. Okay, brand mission. Zig Ziglar, I'm not sure if y'all familiar with him, but he's basically a salesman, has books on sales, pretty great salesman actually. And he said, if people like you, they will listen to you, but if they trust you, then they'll do business with you. So we actually need to win people's trust. And how do we do that? We win people's trust by executing on what we said that we would do, and doing that every day on a consistent basis. And that's actually what the mission is about. So what are we committed to do in order to achieve our vision? And it is something that we are actually trying to do every day. So our mission is actually something that we are doing. So let's go with a few more examples about brand missions. So the first one is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Which brand should that be? Google, correct. Build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm. Use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Which would that be? Yeah, that's the difficult one. It isn't. It's a clothing company. Right. We'll come to the answer. Does someone know the third one though? Bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. If you have a body, you are an athlete. Nike. Ding, ding, ding. Now we'll see all the answers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're actually committing to do this every day. And so that's why we can recognize who they are. Just like Google is actually organizing the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Like that's what they do. So yeah, we actually need to craft something for our DAO ourselves. And we start with those questions to extract the answers to actually formulate some type of brand mission statement. What are we committed to deliver? Or what outcomes are we committed to deliver? Triple S. Sustainable. Secure protocols. What else?
Helping people navigate the DeFi world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's an outcome, but
Yeah, it is valid. It's a valid point.
Yeah, providing financial education and DeFi education would be big.
Providing financial/DeFi education. All right. Do we have some more? All right, let's go to the next one. I think those three are solid, and I probably could derive with more.
I mean, as an outcome, isn't it ultimately financial sustainability or financial freedom? Isn't that an outcome?
That could be an outcome. It is. And what experiences are we committed to deliver? So how do we want
Pathways.
how do we want customers to describe our experiences with us, in other words? Or
The
what?
pathways to achieve it.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was just saying the pathways to achieve that.
Yeah, that's something. But okay, the pathway. Let's just write it down. To achieve it. Yeah. So, what reputation do we want to build around our experience? So we want our customers to describe us as simple, transparent, and trustless.
Yep, I like
Are there any more?
I would like to add adding value for the customer or the person, the people who are going to use it. Like, you want something that they want to use, that it's either fun or it adds some overall benefit or in their life.
Makes sense. It could be everything. So it could be like educational, but it also could be entertainment, right? Adding value. Adding value. Yeah, of course. Adding value makes sense. Any more? No, I think we knocked this one out of the park. So we could go to the next one as well. What impact are we committed to making our customers live? So we already talked a little bit about the freedom, but how will this impact their lifestyle, and how will their opinions or beliefs change when they come into the DAO or come into our community? What will change fundamentally about how they think about things? That's what this question is trying to address. Sounds like everyday man archetype, but like, okay, sense of belonging. Okay.
I mean, maybe the impact also is breaking the chains of the normal way we're used to living. You know, the 60 hours a week of work, for example. So it's the impact is allowing people to find an alternative way of living.
Yeah, for sure. I agree as well. Nice. Are there any more that we actually would like to add to this? No? Then we go to the next one. And that is, what emotion can we indirectly impact with our DAO? So we already talked a bit about emotion. Maybe it could be the same answer. Maybe you have a different change of mind about how we are actually impacting them on an everyday basis. So this is about the mission.
I would say like excitement, like excitement to want to share with others. their experiences and what this has done to their lives, you know, and like the spread of word of mouth.
Sense of achievement.
Achievements? Did you say safe achievements?
I said sense of achievement.
Sense of achievements. All right. Any other particular emotion that we are impacting on a daily basis with our communication, or with our just us being us? Right. So, okay. Got a couple of things. So the next one is the last one of the brand substance, which are our brand values. And the brand values could be like words, but it could also be sentences. And many of those words that we actually already said in this different slides above could be applicable to values, but now we need really to hone down on the specific sentence and specific codes that we are trying to live by when we are conducting ourselves or speaking in the DAO, just so we know where we stand at all times, if that makes sense. So Howard Schultz, like the CEO, like the founder of Starbucks, said if people believe they share values in the company, they will stay loyal to the brand. So what you're also trying to do by establishing our values is we're trying to see if there are people in the marketplace that are actually aligned to what our code or our moral codes are. And those are the people that actually tend to be the loyal brand followers, at least according to Howard Schultz. So what we are actually trying to answer with this is, what do we hold dear in the way we do business? Are y'all familiar with Zappos?
No.
Yeah, so, well, it's a really big brand. It was bought over by Amazon. For like a lot of money, delivery company. And what did they swear their values? They're pretty clear, and with these values, just by doing this on an everyday basis, like being in their office and screaming this out to each other, like this is what we are, this is what we do, this is how we conduct ourselves on a personal level, but also on a business level. This is how they could actually be as big to be bought out and like be big, gain a lot of cash in the process. So they have like great values. That's why I put it in here as well. So deliver the woe through service, embrace drive and change, create fun and little weirdness, be adventurous, creative and open-minded, pursue growth and learning, build open and honest relationship with communication, build a positive team and family spirit, do more with less, be passionate and determined, and be humble. So just to give you all a gist about how we could construct our values, but it don't need to be sentences. It could just be a word. Some companies do a word with a sentence next to it. But how do we actually want to be treated as a DAO, and how do we treat others, and how are we conducting ourselves? That's actually the point of the value. So if a brand was a person, what would you want our customers to say about us, word or sentence?
All those things feed back into integrity. Integrity is a big one.
Yeah. Do we have more values? Maybe in sentence format?
I keep going back to the underdog style. So it's, we're supporting the underdog. We're creating equity within the systems at play.
Thank you. Any more?
Encouraging a community of growth and learning. It's like creating.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like having the like trying to encourage people, or at least follow their curiosity of how things work. Sometimes like it's magic underneath, right? And if you encourage this community to know how things work, it helps they're able to give back too. They're able to help give back as well. Building the ecosystem overall.
And the equity. This is a global platform, so it doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. It eliminates any racial divide. So it's an equitable community.
Thank you. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add one more. Every person has a voice. No voice is suppressed.
All right. Well, thank you all for your answers. What would we want our suppliers to say about us? So I'm not sure about the suppliers in the DAO world, but that probably would be other devs. Are there any way to speak about us when they are trying to provide something for us, a partnership or a deal that we actually trying to engage with? What would they say about us? All right, so we treat everyone in the same respect, esteem level is a great one. Thank you for that as well. Is there any more things that we would like to add to this? Just for the suppliers, like Coach just said, it could be devs, it could be also customers, which we already did here. But
Plus, for someone that's like a supplier, Drip Coach just said, this being slick. I don't know how to say that word. But yeah, as making this as more decentralized, you know, the supplier, somebody who's able to provide not just financial resources, but like computing resources in like a peer-to-peer network, right? And they want to be able to participate and trust, like, okay, and give back, like, for whatever resources they are able to share, they are able to give something in return, like, without being cheated, like, without having to worry about this is a scam or another, not doing, like, as we put it, like, not doing as we said we would do. I don't know if that makes sense.
Like fair trade or something in that regard, like
yeah,
like
fair. There you go. That's perfect. Great way to summarize that.
hey, fair trade.
Kanji, you asked for a sentence, and this may be a little bit buzzwordy, but something like providing equitable opportunity through trustless innovation built with integrity.
That's a great one. What could you please repeat that?
Providing equitable opportunity through trustless innovation.
Yeah.
Built with integrity. And I'll type it out in the chat for you too as well.
Thank you. So is there anything more that we actually would like to add to this? No. The last one is actually about the world, but I think that those two actually encapsulate everything that we actually would like to, is the same. So we treat everyone the same. So we actually treat the customers the same as the suppliers and the same as the whole world. So I don't think we need to go deeper into this one. But in case we do, what do we want the words on the street to be about in regards to our brand?
Number one, the best.
Sorry?
I was just being cheeky, but I was saying we are number one and we are the best.
I like that. Sounds like something that should be on the vision, but I'll work with that. Thank you for your answer. So there was actually the brand substance part. So what we could do, because we have two more of these like sessions. So we have the positioning. So the customers, the differences, and our competitors' landscape, and then we have like the brand persona and brand personality. What we could do is we could go further down, so do the positioning now and do the other one at the next time, or we could basically we could just go on, or do the rest on the next section. What do y'all think? It's 1/3. So yeah, what I actually would like to prefer to do is maybe do it in 3 sessions, but we also could do it in 2. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So of course. So okay, let's do it in 3 sessions. So this was our first session. I hope well you enjoyed the workshop. I really like your answers, and it was really collaborative, like it should be. I hope that some of these questions that we had initially are actually answered for a part. And if there are any questions or something that comes up that you actually would like to, if there's feedback from me, if there's something I can do better, which there probably are a lot of things I could do better, just this is your chance to speak, and you have always the chance to speak. So just DM me or say right now, it doesn't matter. And I would like to know what y'all thought about this session. So what is your experience with this session? Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Thank you for taking the time, Kanji, and thank you, Coach, for putting this together.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It reminds me kind of like with working with a development team where you doing the initial stage of building up the requirements and the scope and all that before you actually start coding everything. So it's just very insightful.
Yeah, thanks. Lewanzi, are you
I was actually I was very dubious at first. Sorry about it, but after spending this hour and a half with you, I actually learned a great deal, and I also learned that many of us are on the same page. We all want the same thing, and if we continue this journey, the power of the collective brain, which is all of us, we can achieve things, but we've got to do it together. And it just starts from these simple telegrams together, and we'll build momentum for positive change. But we must start together and see how we go from there. But I really appreciate it a lot. So thank you.
Thank you all for the feedback, and I'm glad that you actually found this valuable as well. That you actually learned and gained some insights from it. And well, feel free to. I think this is it recorded, Coach? Was it recorded? Yeah. Yeah, and not in the crypto world, maybe perhaps, but like in the business world, it has been tested. So yeah, you're right in that regard. That's why branding exists first and foremost, and why this all those components are a thing. So thank you all for this feedback. I'm glad that you, Lil Anzi, that you actually found value in it and was dubious at first, but learned a lot as well. And like once again, thank you all for this, and looking forward to the next session and probably the third one, and let's build something great out of it.
Can I just quickly add before we all go? Thank you very much, but I must send my apologies for tomorrow's session because I'm not going to be available. But I will follow a recording, or perhaps Coach, you'll keep us up to date.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Yeah. So till next time, and I'll see. Hope to see y'all soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.